The next one then would be, which is, I think this is the most important one, is when Matthew quotes from Isaiah 42, I think.
Okay.
And he says, and in him nations will put their hope.
Okay.
But even when you look at the original in that one, it doesn't say that. It says islands will await his law.
Okay.
And yeah. And
I must confess I don't have that in my memory, so I'll accept what you're saying.
I'll
But
pick it up.
yeah, okay.
So Matthew 14:12.
Okay. Let me get my Bible out.
I'm sorry if I'm keeping you.
You're not keeping us, my friend. We're here to discuss these sorts of things. Matthew 14,
14 verse 12.
14, 12. Okay.
It starts at 12, but it goes on for 7 verses.
Okay. Right. So. And his disciples came and... Oh, sorry. Matthew 12, not 14. 14, 12, yeah? 14,
14, yeah.
Yeah. And his disciples came and took the body and buried it. And they went and told Jesus. Now when Jesus heard this, he withdrew from there in a boat to a lonely place apart. When the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. As he went ashore, he saw a great throng, and he had compassion on them, and he healed their sick. When it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a lonely place, and the day is now over. Send the crowds away and go into the villages and buy food for themselves." Let them go away and buy food for themselves. Jesus said, "They need not go away. You give them something to eat." Is you sure this is the one? Chapter 14.
Wait,
Matthew 14?
Yeah.
I've got chapter
14.
14.
Verse 12.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
And his disciples came and took the body
And keep going a little bit.
and buried it, and they went and told Jesus.
Now
When he heard this, he withdrew from them.
Wait, maybe it's a typo. Wait, give me a second. I have.
Is that Islam.com not getting its quotes right?
No. These are my notes.
Oh, right, okay.
No, I don't do that. No.
I'm slightly jesting with you, actually.
I've had like all this like just
Yeah, that's good.
all the research. I'm just trying to learn, so it's not about trying to pin you down or anything or attack or something.
Well, yeah, you're all right doing that.
Prophecy in the Bible.
But as the chap said who was here before, say, for example, there was an error here in this particular thing, we don't say to people, you've got to find every single part of the New Testament to be absolutely true or correct or without error. We believe that. We've got reasons to believe that. But from the non-believer, the point is to look at the documents being really valid historical records. I spat on you there.
That's fine.
Valid historical records of what actually transpired in one core events. Jesus preaching the gospel, dying on the cross, rising from the dead.
Oh, come on.
Then one wheels back and says, well, okay, if that happened, then I become a believer in him. And if I join his church, which I believe he established, then I accept what it teaches, and it teaches me these documents are valid.
Matthew 14, 12 to 21.
Okay.
Let me just 14, 12.
Matthew 14.
John
Was it that? Have you got it written down there? Because what I was reading didn't seem to be going in any particular direction.
I'm just giving it a read. I'm sure.
This is about after the death of John the Baptist, I think. And maybe you've got a different.
Sent his slaves away, they can do the villages themselves, which is required that they may go away.
See, this is about the loaves and the fishes. What I was reading.
Yes. I think this is not the right one. No. Oh no. Let me just try and Google it. Matthew.
Our God is sending a confusion upon your phone because he doesn't want you to focus on these minutiae. Though they are important in themselves, they're not really the... when one is systematically examining a religion, one has to go for the roots.
Yep.
And then build from there. Because if, as I say, you may say I could accept, I mean I don't accept, but theoretically I could accept that here you've got me on a point. There's something really erroneous in a text of Matthew's Gospel.
No, because these things, for me, take away credibility out out of like the writer of the gospel, which is why I'm bringing them up. Because when I see him like quoting stuff like that and then misquoting and then using like things that I don't see how they correlate, that takes away a lot of credibility out of
what you would say is this was a normal man who just wrote. He got some things right, he got some things wrong.
Inspired from God.
And then,
Inspired.
No, you wouldn't say that. You see, I'm a Catholic. I say that, and I've got reasons which I'll go into on another occasion. But as you're an outsider, you'd be seeing just a writing by a man. You'd see Western scholarship says it was written in the 1st century AD, and you'd see, okay, there's this, that, and the other stuff that may not be right, but this man wrote about the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. And all the people who came after him testified that this was basically what Jesus was about, all the following subsequent writings. And so what we then have is a core set of historical data that the earliest followers of Jesus believed he was more than a man, not a mere human being, that he was arrested and crucified and amazingly rose from the dead and is our saviour in some mysterious way. These would be the core things. That individual thing could be wrong, that other thing could be wrong, all lots of different things can be wrong in the Gospels, but those core things are said by all the writers, and not just those writers, subsequent writers from the early centuries. That's the big takeaway for me, for a non-believer, because you could say, okay, on an historical analysis, Christianity is the strongest religion there is, and I think it is. But you might say, I'm not going to become a Catholic, because the Catholics say all these writings are absolutely perfect, and I don't believe they're perfect. So what you then do, logically to me, you'd become a Christian of your own kind. You'd say, I don't believe Catholicism, but I'm a follower of Jesus who's more than a mere human being, because that seems to be what's in the record, the historical record. But I'm just not going to become a Catholic because they're a bit bonkers.
All
right?